The recording has begun on video and also audio. It's all confirmed, and the numbers are going up. Wonderful. Here comes the show in 3, 2, 1.
Go, if you must, but know this. We will meet again.
I'm sorry, what'd you say your name was?
I'm Saul Goodman, and I make it my business to defend the citizens of Albuquerque against injustices of every kind.
Wow, you must be really expensive, though.
Not at all. I believe every man, woman, and child deserves speedy justice at a price they can afford.
Do you have a card?
Not for me, for a friend.
Yes, and please tell your friend that I make no judgments and I'm available 24 hours a day.
I'm living here many years when I remember when it was beautiful and now it stinks.
The Morning Stream, the beast with a million eyes. Why, just last week I had my entire car millionized, and it smells great.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Monday, August 14th, 2023. I'm Scott Johnson, and that is Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Scott.
Wasn't that Saul Goodman thing great? It's pretty great.
That was fantastic. I love when people do that, when they put music to things that don't originally have music, but it totally works.
Yeah, somehow it works. You get like, I think it's almost like a scientific study on how humans, like almost everything's a little sing-songy. If you break it down that way, like because that was just a raw scene where he's talking and they didn't edit it. It's just him talking, and then this piano guy made an arrangement from it, and it's crazy. That's crazy.
Turns it into a vaudeville act, basically.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. I love that stuff. Anyway, it's good to see you all this morning. We hope you're all doing well. Brand new week means brand new content right here on TMS. Thank you for being here live. Those who are and those who aren't, we're happy to have you however we get you. That's totally fine. Last Thursday, there was no show because I had jury duty selection. And I have good news, Brian. Great news.
Yeah. Yes. Here, great news, everyone.
Let me play. Do I have a theme for that? That's dumb, but I'll say it. Good news. I was relieved of jury duty.
You were you accepted and welcomed your duty, and you were not needed. So you basically got the best eventuality for your duty.
I think so. I'm given my schedule and stuff. I think it worked out for the best for me. But part of me, I'll admit, part of me was like, it would have been fun to see the process and just kind of be there. Sure. And maybe one day I'll get to do it again, all right? Because they always need some old fart who's, at the end of the...
Exactly. We've got our millennial quota. Yeah. They're all unemployed and available, strangely enough. But what about our old dude?
Yeah, what about old dude who likes how things used to be? You got to have that guy.
Yes, exactly.
But anyway, so I'll just tell people how it went. It was very odd. We get into this thing. It's all done via WebEx, all right, which isn't it's not my favorite conference software. It's fine,
No, it's fine.
It'll get you through.
It's adequate.
I'm sure they've got some contract with the state, as opposed to something like Zoom, which is a little more open and out there. WebEx, they can control stuff more. Maybe, I don't know. But WebEx does support backgrounds, and I swear the first thing they said to us was, welcome everybody to this giant grid of 100 million faces. Please do not turn on backgrounds of any kind. Because people, they'll put like a beach back there, or like a freaking whatever wallpaper.
I would have said, what about monkey faces? Can I make my face look like a monkey for this?
Can I look like it's that I'm wearing a hat?
How about if my eyes are googly?
Now, if I can find this, let's see. I took a picture of it. I'm going to show Brian, but I'm not going to show the chat because I don't know if this is okay to do that or not.
Oh, sure.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, maybe they don't care. Maybe
not. Why risk it?
I didn't ask. Here it is. Here are all the grumpy faces. Hold on.
I think you texted me this.
Did I send you this? All right. Yeah. So what Brian's looking at and what I just sent him is a grid of faces. This wasn't everyone. It was just a cross section. To show how utterly grumpy everyone looked.
Yeah.
Except me. I looked like I was kind of into it. I was like, all right, here we go.
Oh, totally.
Stuff going on. And then there were a lot of them, like a jury 26, 11, 15, and 66 here who had no video.
no camera or something. Yeah,
They were struggling.
And then you've got Sybil Shepherd there in the middle, who's rubbed Vaseline all over the lens
I know,
to make
dude.
himself look younger, I guess.
There's a couple of these. Well, this is a different shot, but I have another one where it is so gross. Something's on the lens. Get it off.
Yeah,
there's like a booger on there. That's so disgusting.
You've got super angry chin strap down there on the left with the headphones.
Yep.
Column 2, 4 down.
Yeah, they're not loving that. That guy's not happy at all.
And they've basically got a bunch of people who don't understand where their camera is and where it's positioned with regard to their faces.
There's lots of this. Right
exactly,
here.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's like, oh, I like your ceiling. Oh, that's great.
Jury 15, could you please show your whole face? Like that.
And then a woman from Avatar, I think.
Yep. And none of them really knew what they were doing. There was a lot of tech issues and all that. And that's fine, to be expected. People don't, whatever. But this is where things got interesting. So the first thing to do, the county clerk lady or the court clerk lady gets on and goes, all right, first of all, thank you all for being here. Please mute your microphones. I'm looking at you, number 12. Or, whatever. Because somebody would have it on. Or
yeah,
whatever.
Of course they would, yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, on Zoom, I can mute everybody, so I don't know why she can't do that. But anyway, she goes, if you do have a problem or an emergency, please just hit the raise hand button, and I'll get, all this. So she's going through all this, and then she says, I need you to watch this video. And then we watched a video made pre-COVID when they were all huddled in a room doing this same process.
Sure.
And you did this too, right? They had some kind of video training thing.
Yes. Here's what to expect if you are called upon for jury duty.
Yep.
First off, be professional.
That's exactly right. You are basically narrating the thing I saw.
Yeah. This is the most, here's how to make a Wendy's hamburger kind of video thing. Yeah.
Yep. And then the video showed this judge lady who for a hot second I thought was maybe living that van life and was in lots of Coen Brothers movies.
Okay.
She looks just like what's her name?
Nomadland, Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand.
Right,
I can show people that, I guess. Here's her. She just had a real Frances McDormand kind of vibe to her. And she talked to the camera a lot and talked about what judges expect and all this stuff. So that was going on. That was fine. And then she says, this is, okay, that probably took just the assembling of everybody and then watching the video and then having a bit of this sort of rules talk and how the process works. We're probably an hour in at this point or something, maybe a little shy of that. And I'm in for the long haul because they told me anywhere between 8:15, which is when we had to show up, and it could go as long as 5 p.m., they said. And they did say in a little... they said
just jury selection.
Just selection.
This isn't even a case. This is
exactly
sitting on this WebEx call for 8 hours.
Which felt so padded to me. There was no way it was going to take till then, I don't think, unless it was crazy, It
did once, and because of that and somebody complaining, they have to... disclaimer. They have to add that disclaimer.
That's a good point. They probably... This is probably just a safety precaution for them so they can, make sure they get everybody. But anyway... so I'm into thinking, okay, well, whatever, I'm here. They did send a little note that said, by the way, you are, when you're not being spoken to, or you're off in a separated room for whatever reason, you can work, watch a movie, eat. They named all these things you could do, but I'm like, that's weird. I don't want to be eating with a bunch of these people. I just felt weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if I knew that going in, I'd pick the weirdest damn thing to eat. What
would you do? What would it be? What would it be?
A fruit, like one of those gift bouquets of fruit that you get somebody that's got like a bunch of fruit on sticks, like a.
Oh, you could do like a Hickory Farms bundle, something like that. That's a great idea, dude. I love that. But I was like, I'm just not going to eat, or if I do, Kim will bring me something. No big deal.
Drink out of those giant Vegas yard-long legs.
Yeah. Yes, and just keep filling it up and keep going. Oh man, what's to stop you? So anyway, this is all going on, and I'm thinking, all right, well, I guess this is the process and whatever. And then this girl leaves for a second, and we're all just muted looking at each other. A lot of people turned their cameras off during this because they couldn't stand the staring. And she comes back on and says, juror number whatever I was, Mr. Johnson, she says. And I went, oh, shit. She talking to me?
Yep, unmute.
And I unmuted. I go, yes, I'm here. And she says, did you get that? Did you get your microphone and all, and your in this camera and everything just for this?
Yeah, you should have said yes.
And
Absolutely.
I said, oh, no. Actually,
yes. Who do I bill? Can you tell me who I send the invoice to?
Yeah. Is this part of my daily stipend to be here? So I says, I said, no, this is part of, I'm in a studio. I record every day. This is part of my job. So this is what I do for a living. So yes, this microphone and this whole setup, the lighting and everything is, for that. She goes, interesting. Okay, I'll be back. And then she takes off again. And all these other people in the room are going, like, why is he talking to him? What's the and they all look like shit. I don't look like, apparently I looked way better than all of them. And
you
as you
did.
can
Well,
see
just looking at your, square, your Robert Reed square in the WebEx grid.
Robert Reed. Oh my gosh. You guys,
I guess you're more in the Barry Williams location.
No, these are all good, but just go ask your grandparents who these people are, everybody. Brian was a big Hollywood Squares fan, so you can't get around it.
No, I'm talking Brady Bunch.
Oh, is it? Oh, duh, Brady Bunch. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, you'd be in the Charles Nelson Riley Square on Hollywood Squares.
That's right. Who's the middle one? It was always
that was Paul Lynde.
And
then it became what Whoopi was for a while, and then that the writer.
The writer of the Oscars.
The Oscars writer, yeah.
Bodunk Patoto. I don't know his name.
Yes, right. Yeah, Bodunk Patoto.
Bodunk Patoto. Anyway, so I'm sitting there now. Now it's gone. We've gone on a while where we're not hearing anything.
Yeah.
And the clerk goes, all right, I'm breaking it. She comes in suddenly, says, I'm breaking everyone out into breakout groups for all the questioning. And I went, oh, shit. She goes, there'll be about 6 of you. Or no, she didn't even say numbers. That's what it was, because we thought it would be like even groups. But I get thrown into a group of 6. Mm-hmm. That's all that I'm seeing in the grid. And it's something I notice immediately. The 5 other people all look pretty good, too. Decent lighting.
Oh,
good
really?
Microphones.
You think that's how they grouped you?
Yeah, which is where this is where all my theory is leading to. Because then she comes in after now we've been set off there for a while. She pops in. She goes, hello, thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. I'm just here to let you know the judge has released all of you from jury duty. You may now exit the call. It was like an hour and a half into this whole process. Okay. And I went, I unmuted and said, okay, thank you. And someone else said thanks and whatever. But I could not get over the fact, and I didn't have enough time to snap a screenshot of this. They were the opposite of what you see here in this grid. We all looked like we were maybe doing a podcast or streamers making video games or something. Right. And I think
who might talk about things.
I think well, maybe that's another theory I have also thought of is maybe they thought we had maybe I don't know if they made that leap, but what I think happened was we never knew the details of the case. They never said to us. But I think this case may have been technical in nature or some kind of something to do with technology, something to do with they don't want savvy people.
Gotcha.
In the pool.
They're looking for the where's the Annie key? They're looking for those people.
They're looking for them. And boy, howdy, did they find him with Vaseline Boy in the center of this grid. You know what I'm saying? These people don't know. They don't know. Some are using their phones. They don't know nothing.
Sure,
and me and like I said, like a third of them were struggling just to get anything working. And I think we looked like we knew what we were doing, and I think that was bad, at least for one of the lawyers or one of the sides, or maybe even the judge's decision. I don't know. She says the judge released us. I don't know if that means lawyers had a moment to look us over. I don't know how it worked because we weren't there, physically.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But they said you can go, and that's the only theory I have. The good news is I don't have to take a bunch of time off for jury duty. And I have 2 years before I'm even in the random pool again. And I made $18.50 for being there that day.
Ooh, nice.
I know.
Nice.
I'm not going to spend it all in one place, Brian. I'm going to
No, please don't. Yeah, be careful. That's some going crazy money.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to go too nuts. Anyway, it was an interesting experience, but I you know what else is interesting? So, in a post-COVID world, back in the, before COVID, all this was in person. You'd be down at the Salt Lake Courthouse and you'd be doing this in person. Right. Doing it this way, they still do the court part in person now. Like they've lifted that restriction, but they've kept across the board the standard procedure at the state, based on what I've been reading, is that this selection process will be digital going forward. This is how they want to do it.
Oh, really? So this is not just like, well, we're doing this because we kind of have to right now. This is a here, we're doing this forever.
Yeah, and it may vary county to county, but Salt Lake County, I think, is like, this is faster, better, more efficient. We don't have to bring people in here. They're less grumpy. Like, although from those photos you can't tell how less grumpy they might be, but yeah, it was a fascinating process that I barely got a view of, but it was enough for me to, have some story for the show today, I guess.
That's great. Good. Yeah, so, it was just enough to provide some good show content.
Yeah, and congrats
to that your days were taken up by this.
Exactly, and congrats to the other 5 people who had decent mics and good.
Let that be a lesson to you. Go invest in a good camera, a good microphone, and maybe you too can be excused from jury duty.
Exactly. A couple of them had the headsets, but they looked like good headsets, and they didn't have horrible lighting, and they were centered in their screens. I mean, it was impossible not to notice the pattern for the 6 of us.
They were definitely interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So here's the question: had I come to this thing, using some Chromebook in the basement in the dark with a room mic, would I have been selected? I don't know. I could have played dumb and said, is this working? I don't know if this is working. These damn machines. Like, if I'd have done all that, would I have been
right? But you also, it could be a double-edged sword, right? They could be looking for people who at least know how to turn on a computer, so that their side of the case, as they're picking it, has a benefit, right?
Good
these
point.
People know technology. That'll help get our guy off.
Yeah. And it could have been a deal between the lawyers who go, look, and I've only really seen any of this on TV, so I have no,
Yes,
and
I
just finished Your Honor.
You just got finished watching Your Honor. Yeah. It's great timing for that.
Yeah, so that's about as much as I know, but I wonder if maybe they said, all right, if they're too technical, you can take those off. If they're middle of the road, let's take them. If they're too far gone the other way, let's get rid of them too.
Right. We want that middle the swath in the middle of people who kind of understand technology but maybe aren't savvy or Luddites.
Because it did sound like it was probably a lawsuit with something with companies. This wasn't like a murder trial. So I don't know. It was an interesting experience.
Some programmer figured out a way to take those minute decimal points of money that happen in bank transfers and send them over to an offshore account where he's gonna give it to a guy with a red stapler. Was it the case?
Yeah. Who knows, man? I don't know, but I recommend at least experiencing as much of it as you can. I guess. I don't know.
God, but already just the fact that it's a doing it with technology like this and doing it via WebEx or Zoom or whatever they end up using. I'm curious, because I know I'll get another summons at some point. I'm curious if that's how they'll do mine.
Yeah, I didn't realize they did it. So they do it randomly or when they do it, you get a 2-year reprieve, but then when they do it, it's random and it's pulled from your tax records. What was the other thing? Voting records, I guess?
Probably voting records.
Yeah.
You have to be registered to vote.
Yeah, and then they put that in there to... they just mix it up. But what's funny is if that's the case, I have gone a very long time without one. And the one I did have, I lost and never went in. And they were and this form's like, you could be subject to a fine of over $1,000 and 30 years in jail, or 30 days in jail. Not 30 years.
Right. 30 years. Oh my God. It's a little overboard. Oh, it's time for me to post a B-reel. I'm going to post a B-reel of Scott. Make a funny face, Scott. All right, it's good.
Is it good?
It's good.
What'd you do? Oh, I guess I'll see.
I did a funny face also. Yeah,
I'll see when I go check it out, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, we got one quick call I want to play before we pull Dunaway in.
Scott being real.
Yeah, look at us being real. You like that, everybody? It's as real as you get. We got a phone call about, we were talking about how to get ticks out, and you use the hot spoon, some people said. I think you said that. Was it you?
I did the hot spoon.
The hot spoon.
Yeah, that's how I did it, as a spoon. Because, the tick, like spoon.
Yeah, like spoons.
I never even made that connection when I was talking about it. Like, when we did it, I never thought about, the tick always says spoon.
I didn't until you just said it. So
his rallying cry.
Yeah, no kidding. So we got a call that kind of clears some of this up, and he seems to know because he comes from, well, he'll explain. Here he
Okay,
is.
let him explain.
I'll let him explain.
Hello, Boz and Skags. My name is Brandon. I do vector control for a living, mosquito control, ticks, all that stuff. Don't stick a match or a hot spoon or anything on ticks. They will vomit into you on their way out. It's a big screw you. You gotta use some tweezers, grab them by the head, and just yank them straight out. That's the best way. So yeah, don't give yourself Lyme disease on accident.
Okay, so if you burn them, they yak into your veins, and then you get the thing, whatever the thing was.
Lyme disease, and yeah, right. Oh God,
you don't want that.
No I'm kidding. I love that. That it's perceived as a big fu to you pulling them out. Like, ow, my butt. All right, I'll show you.
Yep. Good luck with the Lyme disease, a-hole.
Exactly. That'll teach you to stick a hot spoon up my butt.
Yep. For me, it was always the match. For you, this hot spoons. I've heard both these remedies my whole life. Now I question everything. I didn't know they'd puke anyway.
But I thought if you pulled them out with tweezers, you run the danger of leaving their head in your under your skin.
Right, and having the same problem. Right, the same issue would happen if the head stayed. Then it meant the Lyme disease risk was still there.
Right, and maybe there's vomit still in the head.
Yeah, I guess the goal is what? You get them early, you grab them.
Yeah.
You hope the head doesn't stay. If the head stays, then what do you do then? Go to the doctor and say, it's like, am I going to start?
Well, Jeannie says, yeah, pull it out by the head. But the head is the buried part. You can't get to the head unless you do some X-Acto knife surgery to open it up to be able to grab the head.
Gosh dang, dude. Is that what we're saying? You got to go in deeper with the things to get all the way to the head and then pull the.
That's what Jeannie's saying. That's what he said. I mean, he said you got to pull it out by the head, which is how do you go deep enough to pull?
Everything about that sounds bad. Oh my gosh! Just don't get ticks, everybody. Just stay away from them. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the lesson to be learned is don't get ticks.
Ticks are dicks. Okay, that's what I'm saying. All right, Dunaway time. You know the guy. You know the guy. He's a cool dude.
I know him and I love him.
Yeah, he's
I'm
great.
Gonna see him in a week.
You guys are gonna get to hang out, or week and a half, whatever it is.
He's bringing a movie, I guess, that we're gonna live sack and watch, I guess.
Oh, no way. Like VHS, because I know he's into that.
I think
right
he's
now.
bringing a VHS thing. Yeah, at least there's a rudimentary schedule in the Discord about what we're doing.
That's fantastic.
It feels good to not be on the other side of things like for TMS Vegas. Like I can sit back and say, and I can bitch about the schedule and say, well, this doesn't leave any time for that.
For
we can't. Why aren't we going to have any?
Yeah, I
any
love
time
that.
To do this?
Yeah, that's what dude. Anytime you can let somebody else run shit, it's great.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Good news, everybody. Brian Dunaway's here to play a little half-asses in the Monday mornings, and he's with us via Discord all the way from South Carolina. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hey, man.
Hello.
Hey, man.
How's it going? Are we going to do some half-assing today?
Yeah, why
We're
not?
going to do some half-assing.
Yeah, what do you think
Excellent.
of that? You down for such a thing?
I am down with OPP.
Oh, good.
You
well,
know me.
OPP is down with you as
Other
well.
people's podcast. Right. I'm down.
Other people. Oh, that's good. I'm down with OPP.
yeah,
Other people's podcast.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Good. Magoo passed away. I'm a little upset about that. You guys see that? Magoo?
Who's that? It's a rapper?
Timlin, Magoo. Remember those guys?
No.
Missy Elliott. Yeah.
I remember Missy Elliott. Get your freak
Yeah,
on. Get your freak
50.
on. 50.
Yeah. Who?
He was only 50. He just passed away.
Oh.
Magoo? This Magoo?
Yeah,
character?
Magoo. Yes, Magoo.
This
It's
Magoo character.
Did he
Not the
say-
old cartoon
did he accidentally,
character. Not the old cartoon character,
walk
you
across
moron.
this street
Yeah,
because I don't see any traffic.
This
I don't know what to
spaghetti.
sadder, my old man story or your even older man story.
I'll admit it. I don't know.
What
I don't
happened?
know.
Do we know what happened?
Oh, no, not yet. Not disclosed. It's
Okay.
fine. He's 50. He's probably had something going on, you know.
You never find out till late, like the what's her name that died a couple weeks ago?
Sinead O'Connor,
Sinead
probably.
O'Connor.
Yeah.
Still-
But
we
we had watched her have some problems for a while. By the way, I made the mistake of going to TMZ because I wanted to know more information.
Sure.
And geez, at what point do we get to claim that we're not breaking Britney anymore? She's not doing good. How about that? When can we do
Oh,
that?
no.
Can we get
no,
a-
they're
I haven't
all
heard
over
any
her.
news about Britney
we
in a
broke her.
while.
We broke her. We admit it. We did it. We as a society broke Britney Spears, and we know, but it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Apparently, Oprah Winfrey was
Turned away.
Yeah, why'd she get turned away? What happened?
Just from what this is funny because it's also TMZ. I was reading. From what I understand,
is this good? Just give me the
Let's
TMZ.
do the TMZ segment.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do it.
Oprah, there was the recent. It was a recent tragedy going on in Hawaii, right?
Yeah,
that
the
was
fires.
going on. Which we're talking to. That's right. So the fire going on there. So she, from what I read on TMZ, just briefly, she went there to do some investigating or talking or whatever, and they said no, you can't come in because you got a camera crew. They can't come in. It's against our regulations for safety and so on and so forth. And of course, people are going, "You gotta let them in there." And I'm like, you know what? If I'm like at a shelter somewhere and there's been a bad fire, please keep the cameras and the bullshit outside. If Oprah Winfrey wants to come in and talk to us, cool. But I'm with those people. I'm like, you keep all that camera shit out there.
Exactly. Let's not capture all of us at our lowest moment ever.
Right.
Was she already in Maui, or did she fly to Maui just for?
I didn't read that far. Like I said, I read the first 2 lines and I was like, I read that and I was like, okay, looks good. Let's go.
It just says she showed up at the War Memorial Gymnasium.
Well,
yeah, she showed up with a camera crew.
Yeah, she apparently is a Maui resident, part-time Maui resident. So she has a house on Maui. Mm-hmm.
I think The Rock and Jason Momoa should go over there and do stuff.
Yeah,
they're from there.
Momoa's already doing a big charity. Like he's already his big charity thing right now is all going towards the people, the displaced people in Maui.
Yeah.
Right.
But the part that you can't deny, Oprah Winfrey has a huge celebrity level appearance. Yeah. So either go in there all disguised, or don't go.
Right.
Like
there's nothing to be mad about here. Is what I'm saying. If you read what happened, there's nothing to be mad about on either side.
Yeah, but it's
TMZ.
TMZ.
Oprah wasn't being a jerk.
Yeah.
And the people that asked her not to bring in the film crews also not being a jerk. Nobody's being a jerk here.
Nobody's being a jerk.
No,
it just happened.
But here's what I'm saying. Tell me how. I want to know the cause of death for Sinead O'Connor. I don't know why I want to know that. I just want to know.
Well, you could probably go back. I mean, if you follow her career lately.
No, I know she's had issues, but nobody's given me the actual toxicology reports. Like I want
she had disappeared a lot. She was on a lot of different medications. So she just, and she wasn't living a very healthy life. She was disappearing and, practically living on the streets occasionally. So, she's just, I think just bad health and I don't think there's anything conspiratorial or anything.
Well, not conspiratorial, but there's a lot of talk that it may have been an overdose. I just like to hear
might have been
one
an
way or the other.
overdose. But she was already on mental medications, which you can't drink with. And I don't know if she was drinking or not, but we know all that stuff can be contributing factors to
Did you call those mental medications? Is that what you just
mental
referred
medications? Yeah, anything that is a medication for your mind. Mental medications, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. No. Next time I go to the pharmacy, I'm going to say I'm here to see about some mental medications. See how they respond.
What is wrong with that?
You
got a problem with my
nothing wrong with that at all.
Classification?
Nothing wrong with that at all. It seems very official. We'll hear from Dr. Tolbert, I'm sure, about this.
I'm sure.
All right, let's get to it. We gotta play half-asses. Brian's prepared the whole damn thing, so he'll explain it, who we're playing for, and all that fun stuff.
Sure. Welcome to the morning half-asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving Scott and Brian the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers. 3 of those are correct, and 3 of those are like that promise not to backdoor you on Big Brother, a total and complete lie. Depending on how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses, but if any of those guesses are wrong, you get 0 points for that round. If you guess 1, you get a point. Get 2 right, you get 3 points, and if you get all 3 correct, 5 whopping points are yours. The player with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant, and contestants will be pulled from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live. Scott, you're going to be playing for Keith in Clifton Park, New York.
Sweet. Love it.
And
sweet.
Brian, you're going to be playing for Chris Renshaw. We know him in Maryland.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Swords and Swords. Chris Renshaw interviewed both Scott and I at TMS Vegas. Well, tried to interview me at TMS Vegas, but we ended up.
But you were too dodgy.
Too dodgy. I was like, he's coming. I'm going to duck into this coat room.
Yep. He was great, though. Really fun chatting with him. I had a great time there. That was awesome. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, let's get to it, and then I'll tell you the prizes afterwards. Let's start things off with question number 1. Chains that were originally founded in California. So these are all restaurant chains, 3 of which were originally founded in California. Your choices are Carl's Jr., Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Arby's, and Jack in the Box.
Oh, my.
3 of these got their start in right there in that West Coast state, California.
I'm doing 2 because more the obvious. Though I was sure you were going to put a couple on here that I would know, but
sure, of course, yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to be good to do. So you didn't.
You're expecting In-N-Out Burger, Scott?
I
you
was
hoping for In-N-Out
Right, something
Burger?
easy, right? An easy low lob, but no. Okay, I'm just gonna.
No fruit hanging low here, folks.
All right. You guys both settled on Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, indeed, was founded in California. Good job. The other 2 you guys picked, Burger King and Carl's Jr., only one of those was found in California. It's Carl's Jr. The other one was Taco Bell. Taco Bell started in California as well.
I thought Carl's Jr. was started in the South, but I think I'm thinking of
we
Hardee's.
do the Hardee's over here, my friend.
But then he bought them, or they bought them. Carl's Jr. bought Hardee's, right? And they
all
became
versa, I don't know.
They all became Carl's Jr. here after the buyout. So all the Hardee's went away where I live. We used to have a ton of them, and now they're all Carl's.
Same here. Now they're all Carl's here too.
Yeah.
By the way, Wendy's and Arby's started in Ohio. Burger King, way down in America's Wang, Florida.
Whoa! Such a typical Floridian.
So Burger King, isn't it?
So Burger King. I've seen the Sneaky King. I'm not surprised.
You mean Sneak King?
Sneak King. I'm sorry. You see what you see. I see what I see.
Yeah, you see what you see. I see what you see.
All right, question number 2. This is fabrics. Just plain and simple. Fabrics. Which of these 6 are fabrics which are not? Chenille, coquina or coquina, gazar, gingham, tough, and gossamer.
All sound wrong and right.
Open gingham style.
At the same time. Wapum gingham style.
Let's see.
I don't know. These all feel
I don't
wrong.
know any of this.
Yeah.
I'm just picking.
Yeah, I'm going to pick a few too. Just there we go.
I'm just going to pick.
Sure. There you go.
3. I don't know. Freaking.
Chanel, Chamazel. What is that?
Well, so chenille, totally. It's like a very thin, see-through kind of fabric. Neither of you picked that.
Now it's making sense.
You both picked gingham. Gingham is that kind of table, like picnic blanket kind of looking checked pattern.
Yeah.
And gossamer, that's not. You both picked gossamer. Gazar, chenille, and gingham are
I was
3.
one off.
Frick. You were one off. Brian almost picked coquina, which again would have been all 3 incorrect if he had stuck with tough and coquina.
I know I was picking 2 for sure, and then when Scott said gingham, I was like, oh, is that a play? Gingham? I'm pretty sure that is, and I was like confused for a second. It's like, no, I'm going back. I'm going back to my first choice.
It's fine.
Oh, Jeannie corrects me. Chenille is not see-through, but it's soft. I knew there was something about chenille. Right. By the way, those other 3 are geological terms: coquina, tough, and gossamer.
Oh, really?
I thought
tough?
they were, yeah.
What is tough? Tough is like
mechanical brands.
Is like a stone or something? Tough?
I don't know what tough is. It just says geological term.
Oh,
well,
weird.
That's tough enough for you. There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
There you go. Well, sort of. You learned that it is. You don't learn what it meant.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to your last one here. Question number 3. Let's visit the bard. Shakespeare plays. Which of these 6 are Shakespeare plays? Your choices are King John, King Henry III, All's Well That Ends Well, The Merry Mistress, Orpheus, and Corial Anus. Right. That's right, I said.
Orifice.
Corial Anus.
Orifice.
Corial Anus.
Corial Anus. Okay, so it's Shakespeare's plays. Okay, no.
Whoa, mine went select and then disselected and then selected again.
Oh, really?
Weird.
Oh, weird. I didn't do anything.
Let's see.
Now I don't feel like.
I feel like I know
the ones I know.
Sure.
One of these is
I think Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Why couldn't you pick some of those, you butthole?
I think one of these is
one of these plays is
a phrase famous from one of his plays, but it's not a play. Crap.
Oh, so you think he's tricking you?
I mean, I think one of these is that. I don't know about the others, but I'm locked in. I'm going all out because I can't. I got to at least tie here.
Yep. All right. Well, the actual plays
shit
are King John, All's Well That Ends Well.
Oh my God! Did
Damn
we totally
it!
miss
and
all
the
of them?
aforementioned Coriolanus. Yeah, the Merry Mistress is probably there to like make you think of the Merry Wives of Windsor, which was a play of his. Orpheus just sounds like a Shakespearean play, and there were some King Henrys, but not King Henry III.
No, third.
That's where I felt. Yeah, was
So
like,
I
that's
thought
weird.
"All's Well That Ends Well" was like a phrase from like Midsummer Night's Dream or whatever the hell that one is. I figured it was one of those because he is famous for famous idioms and sayings, right? Like
He totally is. Yeah, but "All's Well That Ends Well" was indeed a play.
Did he coin that? What the title? Meaning
That's
we
a
didn't
good
use
question.
it? Because that's cool.
That's a good question.
Because
I'll
that's
have
cool
the
as shit if that's true. I love that.
I'll tell you right now.
He coined a lot of phrases. He's like some kind of Shakespeare or something.
1623.
He's a coin
All's
phraser.
well that ends well. I cannot find what where the origination of that phrase is. If it was, if basically the phrase came from the title of that play.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick here on the Hardys front.
Yes.
It was North Carolina. Rocky Mount, North Carolina was the first place for Hardys.
Okay.
Founded by Wilbur Hardy.
Wilbur Hardy.
Wilbur Hardy.
Which he lived he lived a long time. Anyway, they are now owned by Carl's Jr. They're the parent company, which is owned by Restaurants Holding Incorporated, CKE.
So did they drop the possessive on Hardee's because Carl's Jr. has that possessive?
No, they
in
keep it. They kept it in there. It's still the.
Is it Hardee's with a possessive S?
Yeah, with apostrophe. It's like it's Hardee's restaurant. Yeah.
I guess you're right. Yeah, it is.
They paid $327 million in 2000. Or I'm sorry, 1997 money. That's pretty good.
Totally not worth it.
I don't know. I like the Big Twin. Remember that? I used to remember that. I don't know if that's still what it's called, but I thought Hardee's was cool, man. We used to go there in high school all the time.
Is that what you think?
That's where I'll pick up all the girls.
We liked Hardee's. Anyway, so congratulations going out to Chris Renshaw in Maryland. Chris, you're getting a copy of Amnesia Rebirth and all of the available DLCs, courtesy of Dwayne Coyle. But don't worry, Keith and Clifton Park, you're getting something too. You're getting Hexologic. Yeah. So congrats and
well done.
Enjoy your games.
Yeah,
enjoy
job well
those
done.
Games.
Also, real quick, tuff is a type of rock made of volcanic ash ejected from venting during a volcanic eruption. So that's what tuff is.
I love that they just. I love they just was like, what should we call this?
Yeah,
it's pretty tough.
And then they just like,
tough.
yeah, but we can't spell it TOUGH. Let's spell it TUFF.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
it's the you've seen this before. Let me put some in the chat or in the Discord. That kind of weird spongy rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it
tough.
almost.
Yeah, it looks like volcanic, igneous, lots of pores.
Yeah, lots of like a
And y'all
sponge.
make fun of my mental medication, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. I don't want to hear you.
Mental medication.
Archaeologist.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever, Mr.
Volcanologist.
Mental. I hope you're never my doctor. Hey, we're gonna have to get you some of that mental medication there, boy.
I have an excellent bedside manner. I was trying to talk in a language you could understand.
No, I get it. I like it. You applied yourself to us in a way that we would feel good, and I appreciate that. Here's what else I appreciate. You're here every Monday and Wednesday to do a little fun like this, and so we'll look forward to doing more of that on Wednesday. The same day we do Play Retro. We'll talk more about that then. Hey, Dunaway, kiss our butts.
Dysentery.
Oh, I know why. He's playing. We're doing Oregon
Trail.
Yeah.
Okay, that totally makes sense then. Yeah.
That new Oregon Trail that's on Apple Arcade and also on Steam now is really good. It's like excellent.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Legitimately a good game. It reminds me how much a lot of people that look back at the original Oregon Trail and they think it was almost like an educational software.
Yeah,
in a
I
weird
totally
way.
saw it as that because you were learning about what settlers had to go through.
Yeah, but it became. It kind of invented a part of gaming that still exists today where a lot of random elements kick in and decide how you're going to deal with those elements. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh shit, you guys, the wheel ran into a rock and broke. What are you going to do? Like it's a lot of almost D&D kind of content. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about that on Wednesday. I'm excited.
Awesome. I love that stuff. Oh, man, the Infocom games like that were fantastic.
Oh yeah, all that text-based stuff back then.
Zork and
yeah, dude, I love that. It was a great time. There's still a lot of games like that out there. People don't play them very often, but there are lots of text-based stuff that's still really good. It's just a bygone era, we all want graphics now. Your brain.
I imagine somebody will figure out a way to combine Chat GPT and a text-based game that basically, just evolves as you play it.
I think it already exists. That AI one called I forgot the name. We talked about it ages ago. It was actually early on in the GPT stuff, but it was you basically could just say, I can't remember how it worked exactly, but it went on forever. There was no the goals were kind of nebulous. You never really had an end game. You just kind of could say, well, I turn left. You turn left and you see a bunch of blah, blah, blah. And it's never the same. And you could say, well, I turn into the Hulk and I destroy everything in front of me. And it literally lets you do that. But then there's new problems to deal with. It was interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I guess if you don't have an end game, there's no win state, then you're kind of, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, ChatGPT says, all right, well, you won. Good job.
Good job. Bye now. Bye. Log off. Go away.
Bye. Exactly. Can I please go use my resources for something else?
Please let me leave. Time for the news, and it's brought to you by...
We had a great film sack over the weekend, and we think you might agree. Check out our coverage of Adam Driver's 65 today at filmsack.com or all the places you get podcasts.
That's right. It wasn't the worst movie we've seen, but it really wasn't the best.
It had some kind of technical weird flaws, but
it's an odd little
tropey is all get out. But if you want to know more, go listen to the show for Pete's sake.
I didn't check outside of the Star Wars return in 2015. I don't think we've sacked something that quick before. I think this might be the new closest to that we've done.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is something, I guess. An Italian man is recovering. He's 74 and having a rough time. Oh, did he die?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sure, the headline.
For some reason, I had in my head he didn't die.
Opposite of recovering. He is decomposing.
I've had this since last week, and I totally forgot.
You're hoping for a good outcome.
Yeah, we were wrong. He lives. Well, anyway, an Italian man crushed to death after a whole bunch of cheese fell on him, cheese wheels in particular. He was 74 years old. Italian man had been crushed under thousands of wheels of Parmesan-style cheese. Wait, Parmesan-style cheese.
Parmesan-style cheese. So maybe what's the other kind that's like that? Romano? Isn't Romano?
Oh, it's a lot like that.
Romano. Isn't that a hard cheese that you...
that must be what the style is. Yeah. That must be what the style is then, right? It's a hard cheese. Yeah. I like a hard cheese. Unless I'm buried under a ton of it. I don't want that.
No, well, sure, yeah. I don't think there are a few cheeses I don't like. I mean, if it stinks, I can't do it.
Don't like a stinky cheese, eh?
I don't like a stinky cheese. The next door neighbor, crazy neighbor, loves stinky cheese. He's like, try this, and it's like, yeah, it tastes good, but I can't get past that smell, and no.
Yeah. Plenty of other good cheeses that don't stink. So
yeah,
I'm with
don't
you.
give me another one of those because I can't bear it.
Oh my gosh. Are we allowed to even say that? Can we lawfully make that joke without all the joke police being mad at us for that horrible joke?
No, I'm sure somebody, the eye rolling, the simultaneous eye rolling that probably just occurred. It felt a great disturbance in the force, as if a million people just rolled their eyes and then were suddenly silenced.
That's right. I personally liked it. Take that, world.
Ah, there you go.
Let's see. It took 12 hours to find the dude's body. His name is Giacomo Ciparani, 74 years old. Let's see. A shelf broke in his warehouse. Oh man, that's a bummer. Some of the wheels reportedly fell 10 meters, 33 feet. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. And a local restaurant, a local resident told Italian media the collapse sounded like thunder. The economic damage caused has been estimated at about 7 million euros. That's a lot of cheese.
It is a lot of cheese.
7 million? Jeez.
Yeah.
Speaking in Italian media, or to Italian media, a neighbor described Mr. Ciapparini as a very supportive and generous man. He also said he lost a child decades ago. The warehouse located in Romano di Lombardia, 31 miles east of Milan, contained a total of 25,000 wheels of Grana Padano, a hard cheese which resembles Parmesan and is very popular in
Grana
Italy.
Padano.
Kind of a bummer, man.
It landed on him, and there was a Olive Garden waiter saying, "All right, say when."
Yeah.
When?
Oh, this is terrible. You know what? Since you're making the joke, though, I'll add this. This is the sound. This is the sound we heard when it happened. That's terrible.
It is terrible. Yes. Yes. Sorry. Terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
It's closer to this. There. That's better. Let's move on to this story. Vancouver. That's the British. That's Canada. Vancouver, Canada. An officer charged with assault after threatening a taser on a man's groin. It's a weird headline. Threatening taser on man's groin. I assume it means he just got to a man's groin, held it there, and said, I'm going to fire this. Well,
threatening taser on man's groin. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you're just holding it to the groin there. It says, while scuffling with a suspected shoplifter in late May, Vancouver Police Department officer Andrea Mendoza, Mendoza allegedly pulled a man's pants down. Well, this is worse than we thought.
It feels like that might have been the charges right there.
Yeah. It says pulled his pants down, threatened to charge a taser charge a taser. I guess it means discharge.
Yeah.
Whatever. Onto his exposed penis is how it's written here. Yeah. The man had already said he was done, quote unquote, done resisting by that point. Body camera footage shows, but she threatened him again and held the taser against his skin for 24 seconds. That's a long ass 24 seconds.
No kidding. It probably felt like 24 minutes to that guy. It
says the incident has landed Mendoza in court. No wonder I haven't seen that goose in so many months and years. On Tuesday, the Clark County Prosecutor's Office, and this is not Clark County, Nevada, this is up in Vancouver, filed fourth-degree assault charges against the officer. The charge is a gross misdemeanor, I agree, placing it on the level of DUI or reckless driving charge in Washington State. Gross misdemeanors are punishable up to $5,000 and less than a year in prison.
But we'll waive all charges if she says sorry.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, case closed.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
What are you, nuts? That's two eye rolls, people.
3 eye rolls if we count the cheese wedge
she
guy.
Doesn't get sacked.
4. We should go for an odd 5. We should get it.
4 eye rolls.
All right, that's it for today's news. We're going to take a break and come back with Steven Schleicher. It's his Monday. Man, he owns it today. So we're going to talk to him, see what's up. And after that, who knows what'll happen. You'll have to stick around and find out. Yeah. First, Brian will play a song, though, so we know when this break happens. It's kind of the demarcation part of the show. So.
We'll take a break from visiting the Policeman's Ball and go to music from Sandy Bailey. A little more funk for you. Brand new single from Sandy Bailey called I Ain't Your Honey. The LP is coming out this Friday, August 18th, via Red Parlor Records. It's called Daughter of Abraham. Here is Sandy Bailey, some funk, and I Ain't Your Honey.
Smoking that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush. We smoking dung beetle.
Phil would rather be like Freddie than like Mr. Bungle.
And we're back. Tell me who that was again.
Sure, that was Sandy Bailey and a brand new single called I Ain't Your Honey. It's coming out this Friday on an album called Daughter of Abraham.
Nice.
That's right, it is.
I like it. A lot.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure I will when I hear it.
You will when you hear it, yes.
I always do.
Speaking in the future, you will like it.
I will like it in the future. Okay, we are going to Steven it up, all right? We're just going to spray the whole place in Steven. That's what we're going to do. And it'll be fine because I'll play this first.
And now welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Look, everybody, it's a higher education teacher and nerd extraordinaire. Steven Schleicher joining us from MajorSpoilers.com. Talk a little pop culture, comics, and more. Hello, Steven. Welcome back.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hello. It's good to have you, man. How's it going? You doing all right? Do you have a good weekend?
It was pretty good. A lot of thunderstorms rolled through the area, but it was still very nice and pleasant.
Yeah,
it was really nice. This week school starts up for kids, and then next week I start up teaching again.
Oh yeah, Oh, that's right.
What, they're there for a full week just waiting for you to show up and teach them?
No, the high school and middle school kids start this week.
And then the college.
Right.
So when you, do you have any kind of orientation towards the kids before you get a new class, or is it just bam, here we are, day one, they're all in seats?
So if you are a returning student, you should already know the procedures, right?
Yeah.
If you are a freshman, we do the university does this whole thing. I think Wednesday or Thursday is like move-in day. And then on Friday, they do this whole orientation where it's like, oh, go and find where your classroom is. And then our department does a thing where we welcome new students and tell them, hey, here's what you can expect. Guess what? You're going to actually have to study in your classes, that kind of stuff.
Oh, all right. You got hard line.
Don't get drunk, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, good.
No.
Well, good.
That's good. Can't have them getting drunk while they're trying to make cool stuff for video production. You know what I'm saying?
No, they need to get high for that.
That's Well, you heard it here first. Let's get into what we're talking about today with Steven. There's a few things going on. We're almost, we say almost. I guess we're a lot closer than I think we are.
Spirit Halloweens are opening up all over.
That's
I just
true.
drove by one yesterday.
That is the sign, right? How many of those open now? But Halloween's on its way. Spooky time of the year, and that means all the comic publishers have Halloween, or horror-based comics for readers ready to go. I would love to hear your recommendations because I am a huge fan.
There are a whole bunch, and I had to cull this list way down of comics for people. So let's start off with DC Comics right now, even though it's not even October yet, and they probably should have waited another month, but whatever. We're in the middle of Night Terrors. This is where all the heroes and villains of the DC universe are taken into their dream world, where they have to confront their deepest, darkest, twisted nightmares. Introduces a new character called Insomnia, and the only hero that can save the day is a character called Deadman, who's been around for forever.
Oh, yeah, Deadman's good. Sure. Hold on a second. Did they spell it night with an N or KN?
Yes, K-N-I-G-H-T.
Oh,
of course it is, because everything DC has to be night, K-N-I-G-H-T.
Yeah.
Dumb. I hate that. All right, it's fine. We'll let it go. We'll let that one go.
It's okay. I mean, there's the nice thing about this is for the most part of the entire big giant arc that's going on for an entire month and some change, you've got a single writer on this, so that allows some continuity as you jump from a Wonder Woman comic to a Batman comic to a Robin comic or something like that. So that makes the series a little bit more self-contained and makes a lot more logical sense when you go from book to book, as opposed to sometimes you just go into a big crossover event and you're just like, I have no idea what's going on.
Sure.
And so that's a good thing.
I remember Deadman from something I read not even that long ago. What was it? It was like
he was a pretty big deal in the 70s. I mean, he's kind of one of the horror characters, that and the Phantom Stranger, the Spectre. Those are all kind of their horror title superheroes that float around.
Yeah, it's something. Was it part? Maybe I read and in the New 52 he got some something. That's maybe what
he's
I was
always
thinking
around.
That feels
he
like
jumps
yesterday.
Into your body and takes over.
This is like 2012 though, I guess. I always think DC's New 52 was like yesterday, but it was like
it's been like 15 years.
It's a long time ago now.
Oh my god,
it's weird. All right, well, there's one.
Here's
here's
another crazy crossover that comes out in October. I don't know what is going to happen with this, but the Justice League takes on Godzilla and King Kong.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's it called?
So
what are they calling it?
It's called Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong.
Oh, that's wow. You struggled hard on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of some movie monsters, Dark Horse Comics.
Yeah.
We'll just move right along. I have no idea what's going on with that book, but it looks bonkers crazy. Yeah. If you are into horror comics, then Cullen Bunn writes a lot of really great horror comics. If you've never read The Sixth Gun by Bunn and Brian Hurt, you're really missing out. But in October, Dark Horse Comics has a comic from the duo called The Midnight Show, in which a mythical movie, God of Monsters, was never completed. But at a film festival, they show footage from the movie, and all these classic horror monsters manifest and start attacking everybody at the festival. So a ragtag group of misfits have to team up and send the monsters back to the land of the celluloid.
Nice.
That could be kind of fun. It sounds like
actually,
what was that 80s movies where Wolfman's got nards?
Yeah, Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. It kind of sounds like that, but I'm sure it's scarier than that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
No, that's a kind of actually kind of got me a little cool premise there.
That's the only reference I know from that '80s thing is the Wolfman's Got
right,
Nards.
is that phrase? Wolfman's Got
That's
Nards,
it.
yeah.
That's all I remember.
It's not a horrible movie, and if you want to watch that, it's actually pretty fun.
Well, I can say this: that writing an art duo this is perfect for them because Six Gun, even though it's kind of a western, the way they kind of pulp it up is it's perfect for this. So I'll read this. I will read the hell out of that. And that's Dark Horse, you said, doing that?
Yeah, that's over at Dark Horse. That comes out October 4th. So right at the beginning of the month. So be on the lookout for that.
That sounds good.
Let's go over to Marvel Comics really quick because I know Brian is chomping at the bit too.
Yeah, please. Come on.
Some Marvel
equal balance. Can we please?
Yes. Crypt of Shadows returns.
Okay.
So this is an old Marvel horror gem.
Yeah.
Victor Strange, the younger brother of Doctor Strange, he frames multiple stories that take place in this anthology where we see Scarlet Witch, Deadpool, Werewolf by Night, and the Hulk teaming up, and Daredevil and Man-Thing teaming up to take on horrors from beyond. That comes out on October 18th. And then, if you're old enough
what was
to
the name
remember,
of that? Sorry, what was the name of that last one?
It's called Crypt of Shadows.
Crypt of Shadows. Okay, I got it right.
Crypt of Shadows.
All right.
And then if that's not enough for you, and you remember back 30 years ago where Captain America turned into a werewolf?
No.
Cap Wolf and the Howling Commandos comes back after 30 years.
Oh, thank goodness.
For a special one-shot in October. I can tell you're so excited, Brian.
No. Well, actually, Crypt of Shadows, that lineup, the team-up lineup, actually sounds pretty good. I
think
love
the Werewolf by Night and the Hulk one will be very interesting.
Yes, and Daredevil and Man-Thing, that kind of interests me.
Yeah. There's also a spine-tingling Spider-Man, but I don't have any information on that here at the moment. If you are at Image Comics has, or actually I should say it's Skybound Entertainment, the Robert Kirkman imprint. They have Creepshow, and that's an ongoing series. If you are a fan of the television show, this is kind of based on that. So you get a bunch of creepy anthology tales done by a lot of up-and-coming artists and writers, including Eisner-nominated Zoe Thorogood, who is doing the issue number 3 that's coming up right at the end of October. So be on the lookout for that. Vault Comics, which is a smaller publisher, they have something that's probably not along the lines of like horror stuff that you would find in a Creepshow or a Crypt of Shadows or something like that. They have a book called Something Crawled Out, which tells the story of Edith Miller looking for her missing sister and discovering a web of missing girls and rotting bodies, and the person behind it just might be the devil.
Whoa, the devil! The devil!
Yeah. Something Crawled Out. If you see the cover for this one, it's pretty creepy, where someone's like ripping open their chest and something is coming out. And
I'm in.
Yes. Let's see. Archie Comics. Let's not forget the kiddo.
Oh, yeah. They always do something weird for Halloween.
Yeah. Archie Comics has been doing a really great job with their horror line, and they kind of run these throughout the entire year. Especially their Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is a big hit. They've got a Chilling Adventures Presents Strange Science, which is more sci-fi horror this week from Archie Comics. But in October, Archie is releasing a bunch of other books, including, it's Fear the Funhouse, Toys of Terror, which will be their anthology series. This one, though, is aimed at middle grade kids, and I think they're trying to do their take on some R.L. Stine stuff, you know, the Goosebumps type stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Boom Studios, if you're looking for R.L. Stine, if he's missing from your life, Boom Studios has been doing a bunch of R.L. Stine specific comic books. Some of them are based on books that he's written before. Some of them are new original horror tales. So you can go check that out at Boom Studios, or you can go check out Fear the Funhouse, Toys of Terror at Archie Comics. And then finally, for the really little kids, Fuzzy Baseball Halloween.
This is the most horrifying title on this list.
God, yes.
This is the Fernwood Valley Fuzzies. These are like bears and squirrels and, you know, the fuzzy, cuddly animals of the woods.
Yeah.
Each year they play a baseball game that only happens on Halloween, and they take on the graveyard ghastlies, your werewolves, your vampire bats. So if you like a baseball and you like a little horror and you've got a kid, that's probably, I think these are aimed at not even middle grade. I think it's maybe a little bit before middle grade. Go check out Fuzzy Baseball Halloween. That's from Paper Cuts and Mad Cave Studios.
That's going to have Paper Cuts and Mad Cave. I'm writing these down so I can have.
Yeah, that might. I mean, you might want to check that out for your grandkids. There.
Yeah, they may. Van may be old enough for something like that. He loves.
And if you are a fan of the Gargoyles animated series, from back in the day. Dynamite Entertainment and Disney have been collaborating on a series of gargoyle comic books, and they've even got the original producer and writer Greg Weisman in to write the Gargoyles comics. They have a Halloween special that's coming out where the youngest members of the Manhattan clan of gargoyles discovers Halloween for the very first time.
Wow. Well, you always have your first time. You know, you have to make a big deal out of it.
Right.
I got a side note that has nothing to do with any of this, but that fuzzy baseball Halloween.
Sure.
Do you think furries would ever rebrand to fuzzies? Because I'd like it if they've all become. Yeah. If I don't no shade toward furries. Live your life.
Sure.
Do what you want to do. But why furry? Why not fuzzy? Fuzzy's fun.
Because animals have fur and they don't have fuzz.
Oh, is fuzz a?
Unless you're talking about Fuzzy Wuzzy, and he was a bear.
He was a bear.
Yeah.
But he had no hair.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, shit. He had no hair.
He wasn't fuzzy, was he?
Okay, so but let's say you want to be, or is there anyone in the furry community that plays out or represents as a sphinx cat, a hairless cat?
Oh man, let's see.
Sure.
Do they kick that guy out of the convention? They're like, dude, you're just naked. You can't be here. Get out of here.
I imagine there's probably there's armadillo furries who like maybe cosplay as armadillos or something cute that maybe isn't furry.
Oh, I found one. Hairless cat furry fursuit.
Oh, no way.
Let me paste it in here into our chat.
Yeah, put it in here.
Because
let's see this. I'm dying.
It's on Pinterest, so if you don't like a Pinterest link,
I don't
go.
mind.
But
now I'm going to get nothing but hairless cat furries in my Pinterest.
Okay, so this is not bad. I thought it would be like a full flesh suit or something. There's a bunch of these, and there's some actual real ones here. Okay, so can I be? I guess we need to have a furry answer these things, but can I be any old animal I want to be? Can I?
Sure.
If I was okay, so I could go in there and be like, "Hey, everybody, it's me, the sloth. Look out, I got claws."
You're talking too fast.
Hey, it's me.
It's me, the sloth. Too late. We left. The convention's over. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I put all these in here, listed it. I'll put it in the show notes today.
Okay.
As part of our regular read so that people can have it. Brian, I don't know if you want to put these in quick TMS or not.
Oh, yeah. I usually don't, but I will for Steven, I will.
Yeah.
All right.
For this
if you need me
list,
to send you I'll just send you a document.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, if you have that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, especially if you've got links.
Yeah.
Or if you have a link.
I don't have links, but I may have a naked furry cat. No, it's not even an article.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I just went out and just quickly wrote a bunch of stuff down. So
yeah,
gotcha.
I just pasted it in the chat for you guys.
Okay, cool. Yep, I'll use that.
All right, I've made
also, Scott, I know you're super thrilled about all these titles, so I got something specific just for you. That's not Halloween.
Okay, what do you got?
But it's a series called That Texas Blood by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. Okay,
I love the name
it
already.
Takes place it takes place in this county called Ambrose County, Texas, where stuff goes on. The first volume takes place kind of in modern day, and it's kind of like This Country for Old Men meets maybe Blood Simple, I think is the only way I can describe it.
Oh,
where you've got a really aging
movies.
sheriff in this county, and he's trying to solve a murder type stuff. And the people that get involved with that. I think you'd really enjoy that.
Okay, I'm in. Who's publisher on this?
This is Image Comics.
Image, okay.
That does this.
I'll check that
Texas
out.
Blood. There's a brand new series. So there's 3 volumes of that series, and I think it ended after the 3rd volume. But this week the duo came back and they're like, well, what if we told you a story that took place 150 years before that Texas Blood series happens? It's called The Infield Gang Massacre.
Ooh.
And it supposedly tells you the quote-unquote true story of the Infield Gang and how this gang was brought to justice. The first issue came out last week. It's really, really good.
I'm in. I'm all in on this. It's funny you bring this to me at a perfect time where I'm having a Western moment. I've been watching a lot of Western stuff. I even wrote a very short Western story last night. That's going to sound strange to people, but I did. I wrote it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in the mood.
What's
right
the
now.
first line? What's the first line, Scott?
I'll tell you right now.
Dark and stormy night.
I'll tell you right now. I'll bring it up. It is. Hold
A
on.
dog walked into a bar and he only had 3 legs. I'm looking for the man who shot my paw.
Here's what it is.
My name's Lucky.
All right, here, I'll read it to you guys. Ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It says, it was the smell of spent shells that pulled him from sleep, not the sound of gunfire. There was no kind of sound that would wake him, because he didn't hear anything. Sometimes Sometimes he could feel the vibrations of it all, but Russell Boyd was born deaf as a stone and would never know the utility of proper hearing. But he sure wasn't blind. He was as far from blind as any person could be. He could shoot a fly off your shoulder from over 200 paces before you'd put it all together. Much of what he lacked from hearing, he made up well with from smelling, seeing, and feeling. His father told him it was a weakness that would get him killed sooner than later. His mama was too kind and said to say that sort of thing, but he thought she probably also. And then that was the last word I wrote. So It's about a deaf gunslinger. He can't hear anything, but he's so good at everything else that he's like, like I said, shooting flies off shoulders 200 paces. I get this whole idea in my head, so it was like tap, 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 and then I fell asleep, and I don't know what I'm going to. I probably do nothing with it. Anyway.
Nice.
Great.
Very good.
But that's the mood I'm in right now, so you brought the comic at the perfect time.
I think then definitely read the first volume of that Texas Blood, and then read the Enfield Gang Massacre. I think that might set you up perfectly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm doing is I'm surrounding myself with the inspiration. See, that's the whole idea.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of guns, really quick, if you would let me promo something.
Please do. This is great.
A lot of times people are like, well, Batman should never use a gun, which, whichever way you stand on it, that's fine. But a lot of people will go out and say, well, Batman's used a gun since the very beginning, so I don't see why it's wrong for Batman to use a gun today. And I went in and did a deep dive to find out exactly when Batman used a gun and how many times Batman has used a gun in his entire Golden Age through the Silver Age run.
Okay.
And the answer might surprise you.
Really? You're not going to tell us, though, are you?
Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you, but I am going to point you to the Major Spoilers podcast, episode 1037, called Batman's Got a Gun, where I break it down and I share the whole story. I don't know if I sent you guys the link. I don't know if either of you had a chance to
I listened to it, and your production value is spectacular. Like it is like the kind of thing that we used to teach on America's Next Top podcast, like the
high praise from the king.
Yes,
that's awesome. That's very cool. I got to listen to it. I haven't yet, but
it's really short. It's like 15 minutes.
I love this kind of thing. So you're speaking.
Yeah,
my
it talks
language.
about where the inspirations come from, why he stopped using a gun. Why. And just ask some questions at the end to get people thinking. So
sure. And the guns didn't. I'll go listen first, but
go listen.
Go listen.
I'm guessing some had they weren't all bullets and things like that. So it still counts, though, right? If you have a gun that shoots.
Yeah, if there's a gun that shoots something, I talk about it. But in the Golden Age, it's literally bullets in the guns. So.
Right. But if it shoots a projectile of some sort, it probably counts.
Rubber bullets, I swear, we bring that up in the piece as well.
All right, I'm going to check it out. Everyone else should too. Go to majorspoilers.com. And you'll find all his shows. You'll find everything else of worthy content on that website. And Stephen, it's always good to have you here. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before you go?
This morning was a beautiful walk. It was 60 degrees and like 50% humidity.
Yeah.
But when I came home, I drank a big glass of water because the main thing people need to remember is to always stay hydrated.
That's the truth.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
I mean, I feel it in my soul when he says that. I do. Stay hydrated, you guys. All right. That's going to do it for Steven. Here is a thing real quick here. A couple things. All right. Yes. So episode 2 of The Expanse Telltale video game came out, and I played it last night on stream. That's 2 episodes I've now played. That's all there is that's out. The 3rd is on its way, I think, this week.
Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like their Guardians of the Galaxy, like that.
That style.
Story based. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they're really. Cool. It's really good so far, and it's got at least the main actor who plays Drummer, what's her name, the Belter chick who's so awesome. Kara Gee, I think is her name. She's there, so it's her voice and stuff, and she's great. It's legit. It's really, and they really up their it's Unreal Engine, so that probably helps, but they really upped their quality of the graphics, the animation, the mouth animation for dialogue is incredibly good, but yet it's still a little stylized, which I think works in its favor. It's very, very cool. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm already giving this thing high praise. It's very, very good. So anyway, if you want to see that, it's up on the YouTube channel now. Go to YouTube or go to frogpants.tv. That'll take you straight there, and you can check that out in the live archives. And a giant core episode posted on Thursday, and I just wanted to point this out because not only was it gigantic, but it was probably 90% us talking about Baldur's Gate 3, which is an incredible video game will probably be on. I don't know whose list at the end of this year won't have it at least at number 1 or number 2 for best game of the year. For some people, this will be game of the decade. It is incredibly well made, this game. If you don't like D&D, though, if you don't like the old Baldur's Gate games, if that stuff just never really did it for you, probably not going to be for you. But holy shit, that game's great. It's so good. It's so good.
Very cool. Very cool.
Let's get this quick follow-up on an email from Natalie, Allen, and the Cats.
I was gonna say don't read the names based on their first sentence.
Oh shit! Did they say? Oh,
I didn't want to dox myself.
Yeah, well, it's just their first names. They'll be fine. It says, hi, I was going to leave a picture or a message on YouTube, but I didn't want to completely dox myself. We live in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and are very familiar with Lebanon bologna and seltzers. We talked about all that. I know what you said, I know what to send you this year for the holidays. I'll check prior to sending in case anyone else has sent something in. It's a very popular regional meat here, the Lebanon bologna, and is often served fried and on a pretzel roll or something just sliced, with a pickle, light smear or schmear of cream cheese. Schmear, probably. And then rolled for easy snacking. Yes, I use the word schmear just for Scott. Smoked or sweet are the two popular types. This has too much cream cheese for me, but to each their own. I couldn't find a photo of the sandwich, but I will send prep instructions when I compile your Christmas packages.
Yeah, the photo she sent was of a one of these Lebanon bologna wrapped around some cream cheese and I think some pickles or something inside.
They looked great.
Yeah, with a pickle, light smear of cream cheese, and then rolled. Oh, looks so good.
My first glance at that looked like sushi for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what I thought.
It does look like a hand roll, yeah.
Like a little roll.
Or I'm sorry, not a hand roll, the other kind of roll.
The other one, the whatever they're called.
Whatever they're called. A non-hand roll.
Yeah, non-hand roll. Additionally, not sure if this is why you eat microwave bologna and black pepper and soy sauce, but I grew up with a Vietnamese friend who taught me to eat ham sandwiches with soy sauce, cilantro, and black pepper. It may have been a Korean influence in your childhood. Just a thought. Hope you are well, and thanks for the laughs. Love the show, though, Natalie, Allen, and the Cats.
Cool.
Give our
How
best.
do you do a ham sandwich with soy sauce without the bread just getting super soggy?
It seems
I
weird.
like the cilantro and black pepper on there. It sounds great, but
maybe you cook it in there.
Maybe you fry it up in some soy sauce.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
would work.
possibility.
That would work. I spent the weekend, a good portion of it, driving myself insane because I am still sure that there is a meat with infused carbonation.
A seltzer carbonated meat.
I'm so sure of it. It is. If I'm wrong, it is Scott Johnson's ultimate Mandela effect because I am so sure I've eaten this and had it and talked about it and it was normal with somebody.
How would the seltzer? How would how would that represent itself?
It was
bubbles.
So it was processed. My memory is this: it's processed meat, like a bologna slice would look. And it had like craters in it from the process. It created little bubble, almost like Swiss cheese, but not full holes. It was more like just little craters in the meat. And when you ate it, it was like Pop Rock style sensation. Not quite as intense, but that was the feeling of the infused carbonation. This is as real to me as anything I've ever done.
It's real to you. Maybe it does exist. Maybe it's something you had. I've never heard of such a thing. But obviously, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
But usually when I bring something like this up on the show, someone somewhere finds something, and nobody's finding anything. I'm starting to question my sanity on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody lied to me or fooled me.
Like spoiled meat, and it's like tingling and popping in my mouth. This is so good.
It's entirely possible. And then whoever gave me the meat said, "Oh no, that's it's infused with carbonation, is what that is. You're fine. That's no problem. But go home before you need a toilet. I don't know."
It's some Braunschweiger that somebody used a cocktail straw to poke holes in. It's delicious. Enjoy it.
I would really like to know, though, if anyone anywhere can give me a rope here, because I cannot find anything. I've looked and looked and looked. Anyway, thank you guys for your email. If you want to send an email into the show, it is themorningstream@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you. Big thanks to our patrons who support the show. If you'd like to be a patron, it's easy to do. It's mid-month. Great time to hop in. Patreon.com/TMS for as low as $1 a month. You'll get all the benefits and none of the negatives.
That's right.
Last week I said that Spotify was going to be syncing your ad-free feeds.
Patreon, yeah.
And they do, but I effed up and didn't do the final checkbox on the TMS one. All the other shows got it, and I just didn't do it right on TMS.
Oh.
I have now, so it's there and good now. So you can actually search for it on Spotify. You'll get a lock that says you can't listen to it unless you tie in your Patreon account. When you do that, it says, oh, you're eligible to listen to this feed.
Okay.
It's cool. I kind of just wish Spotify would just let you paste the feed like everyone else does, but they don't have the option to paste custom feeds. They never have, and they probably never will. So this is their solution. It seems to work fine. If you're a Spotify user, you'll be the one that cares about this. So if you have any questions, just find me online, and I'll tell you what's going on.
Cool.
That's it for the show. We're done, I think. But we need music. I can't go without music.
Yeah, you say we're done, we're not done. We're not done until the music says we're done. And this is music going out to Amanda. Goes by Amanda Catherine in the chat. Hello, staccato and bass. I'm turning 30 years old this last Friday.
Oh my God.
Let's party.
30, big one. I like it.
And I'd love it if you'd play 3090 from the movie version of Tick Tick Boom, which is technically a cover of the original cast recording of the show. Okay, Amanda, I'll give it to you because it's such a damn good song. I love this song. And any rent heads out there who have not yet watched Tick Tick Boom. Have you watched Tick Tick?
I have not seen Tick Tick Boom, no.
Dude, gotta watch it. It is so
This
good.
is the Andrew Garfield deal.
Andrew Garfield. It's the autobiographical deal about Jonathan Larson, the guy who wrote Rent.
Oh,
But
right. Okay.
This will make you love. If you don't already love Andrew Garfield, this will just make you love him more because it's so good.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. I know Scott says that 30 is nothing to be afraid of, but I can't help it. It's tough to be at this stage of life and not be where I always thought I'd be in terms of my career. Thank you guys so much for all your amazing podcasting over the years. I'm very grateful.
You'll think the same thing
also,
at 40. You'll think the same thing at 50. It's just the way.
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. And Amanda said, "Oh, could you email me and let me know you received this?" Guess what, Amanda? You're hearing the song. I received it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
Just feel like it got through. Okay.
Boom.
All right. Yeah, this is from the soundtrack of Tick Tick Boom. This one's performed by Andrew Garfield featuring Vanessa Hudgens and Joshua Henry. It's called 3090 and it's playing right now.
All right. That's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand new TMS on a Tuesday. We'll see you then.
Get more at frogpants.com.
I thought the colors were beautiful.
I did too, lady.
Who didn't? Yeah.
I thought they were
What is,
gorgeous.